Hey, what's up, Razzmanites? Well, today we are going to take a look and finally do, after almost 2 months of release, a full in-depth review for Madden NFL 11. Today, on the Razzman's Reality. Now, if you're wondering what I meant by full review, I did a mini review over on my group channel, one of my group channels, 5 Awesome Rejects. If you guys missed that one, there's 2 ways you can catch it. I'll make this a video response to it when this one goes up, but if you see it before I've had a chance to log into 5 Awesome Rejects, just simply check the 5 Awesome Rejects playlist and you can see it that way. But there were 2 big reasons why I waited so long to do the Madden review this year. Reason number 1 is, well, just take a look for yourself. So this is by far the greatest Madden ever made, 10 out of 10. That is from my review last year of Madden NFL 10. And I called it the best Madden ever made. And that is blatantly the most untrue statement ever made by anyone here on YouTube. I made the mistake last year of being a Madden fanboy. And I have no quarrels about admitting that I am just that. I am a Madden fanboy. And as such, I fell into the Madden trap, which is allowing yourself to be so excited about a game that you play it 2 or 3 times, you are excited that you have it, and you think you can say enough to do a review. And the more I played Madden NFL 10, sorry, I always forget the NFL, probably because most people that don't do reviews just leave it out anyway. But anyway, when you're excited about a game and you play it a couple times, you think you've done enough to do a review on it. Well, the more that I played Madden NFL 10, the more I realized that this game sucks. This game had like 2 or 3 upgrades over 09, and the upgrades that it had weren't that good. And gameplay wasn't responsive. You couldn't do what you wanted. It was just bad. And one of the big things it promised was the ability to actually make sideline catches and sideline play. And, well, the animation looked good for what that graphic engine was, and I'll expand more on that in a minute. But for last year's graphic engine, the animation looked good, so you could easily get fooled into thinking that's what you were doing. And so you played the game a lot, and you realized that the receiver would step out of bounds every time. So, yeah, bottom line is, Madden 10, it was just a roster update, is basically what it was. It was one of the worst Maddens ever. And I thank so much of you for being so complimentary toward my review last year and telling me that I did one of the best reviews on YouTube. And I probably did, because I tend to be very detailed and very thorough in my reviews. But having known that I said that, I still am kicking myself for it, because it's just not true. So that was my first reason for waiting so long to do a review for this year's game, is I wanted to make sure that I had quite a few weeks of playtime under my belt. I didn't want to be one of those reviewers again that just gets excited about a new release and talks about it. I wanted to really know what it is I was saying, so that if you're on the fence about this game, my review was either going to tell you not to buy it or tell you to buy it. And my second reason is because everybody who plays Madden is fully aware that one of Madden's biggest draws, one of the things it does every year is it markets itself around online play. Well, they took that to another level this year because they added more responsive head-to-head play, and they made it to where online play is fair because you can no longer quit matches and not get penalized for it. If somebody quits a match on you, and you're winning, you'll get an automatic win. So they listened to players and they changed that about it. And also they added the co-op gameplay. So I wanted to be able to experience online play, which I wasn't able to do until last week. Why? Because I don't have Xbox Live Gold. Unfortunately, my Xbox Live Gold membership expired way back last December, and with the economy the way it is, I just haven't had the money to be able to upgrade it. And whenever I do have 50, 60 bucks here and there, I buy a game itself rather than upgrade my Xbox Live. So I haven't been able to do that. And the other part of it is my headset broke. So I'm going to be blatantly honest now. Because my headset broke, I was not able to do team play. I was not able to experience online team play, so I cannot review that. So if you want to review that, search IGN, search here on YouTube, search on Blip TV, because this review probably go on Blip TV as well. But wherever you're seeing this, search here, search IGN, search Game Trailers, search GameSpot, I'm sure you will find a review where they talk about co-op gameplay and whether or not it actually works. However, thanks to the free trial, I was able to experience head-to-head play, one-on-one play with this game. So, since I've spent so much time talking about it, let's go ahead and start this review off with that. I don't know if the few people that I played just had bad connections along with mine, or if my internet connection was bad that day, but my overall head-to-head gameplay experience sucked. The game this year is more glitchy than it's ever been in head-to-head play. And with the new kick meter that they added, which is a kick meter that is supposed to make it harder to be more accurate and make it more realistic that way, so that you can't just, run down the field and kick a field goal every time you're in field goal range and be a wimp and get wins that way. It succeeds in doing that. I'll give it credit, because even when you play with the best kickers in the league, you miss kicks, and that's an annoying thing for some people, including me. I wish that they would find a middle ground, or maybe just patch the old kick meter back into the game and give people a choice. But it does do what they intended for it to do, and not making kicking easy. The problem is that with that meter and the lag and the glitchiness that head-to-head play has online, you're going to miss a kick every time no matter what you do, because you can't see your meter. Your meter kicks out when you use it. So if you blink, you're going to go from starting your meter to ending your meter, and it's just going to be all over the place. You're going to miss a kick by 100 miles. So that was the first thing I noticed. And the second thing I noticed was just overall gameplay is just very slow, very choppy, and just not responsive. And it just takes away from everything that makes this year's game good. So as far as online play, just from my brief experience, now I don't know if they're going to patch it and make it better. I won't know that until I get Xbox Live Gold, obviously, again. But overall right now, gameplay, head-to-head online gameplay, gets an F, because it is just awful. Just awful, awful, awful. Now, that is the only thing that I can really complain about with this game, other than what I just said, and that the kick meter needs some work. Because everything they did for this year's game made it the best Madden game ever. Unlike last year, I can truly say, because I waited my time and I really put my time and effort into gameplay this year, this is the greatest Madden ever made. Why? 3 big reasons, and I'm showing you the back so that I can illustrate reason number 1. An entirely new graphic engine. Take a look. Hopefully it's showing up well. I can't zoom right now with the camera, but it is an HD camera, so hopefully it's showing up fairly well. Take a look at those screenshots on the back of this case. They totally revamped the graphics from the ground up. They are stunning. This is the most realistic looking football game that you've ever seen. Sorry about that, Raspbernites. I thought I was going to get through this whole review without my dog having a problem, but I'm alone in the house now, so before I finish this review, so I'll just try to talk over him as per usual. But obviously, since the graphics were overhauled and they look so good, the next logical thing that you're asking yourself is, did it affect gameplay? Because every time there's dramatic graphical improvement in a game, gameplay seems to suffer because the game engine can't handle its graphical improvement. And I'm proud, absolutely thrilled and proud to death to say absolutely not. Because they didn't just improve the graphic engine this year, they created an entirely new gameplay engine to go along with it. So this is the most responsive Madden ever for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, an all-new gameplay calling system called GameFlow. And what GameFlow is the coaches will actually either over your TV or in your 360 or PS3 Bluetooth headset, the coordinators, offensive and defensive, will call the play for you. And not only will call the play for you, but if you're using GameFlow, it will show a red line of who your main target is supposed to be, or if you're in the run game, where your hole is supposed to be. And so what overall rating do I give GameFlow? I give GameFlow an A or a 9 out of 10 for effort. It is definitely the best part of Madden this year. It does make it more realistic. The only real problem with it is that it calls plays sometimes in situations that aren't realistic, and calls formations that aren't realistic. Now, what they did to allow you to perfect GameFlow, and this is why I give them a 9 out of 10, because even though it does have unrealistic play calling from time to time, the reason that the feature is good is that they created an ability for you to create your own game plan. If you know that GameFlow isn't working for you the way it should, you can go in your offensive and defensive playbook and pick the most common plays for every situation on the field that your team would call. And that game plan, that GameFlow game plan will translate over into your overall gaming experience. The second thing that makes this the most responsive Madden ever that I hinted at just a minute ago is the running game. The running game has been completely overhauled. The speed burst button is gone, the juke button is gone. Basically just button mashing in general for the running game is gone. It's been now replaced with a dual stick running game system where you use the left stick to move and you simply accelerate by pushing further up on the left stick, and you use the right stick in order to perform spins, jukes, leaps, and stiff arms, and also 2-armed ball protection. So everything that you used to do with buttons, you can now just simply do with the right stick. Hope all of you enjoyed this review, and this is reality according to the Razman. And Razman style, it's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.